You're live, and this is the Aaron Zero Show. Aaron Zero Show. Hello, how are you? Aaron Zero Show podcast here with you, and today is the October 23rd, and here goes our news headlines. 5 years after their last bilateral, Modi and Xi Jinping of China meet in Russia today. China will work with India to implement pact, talking about the line of actual control pact, which was agreed to a couple of days ago, where the troops from China and India disengage in the Ladakh Valley area to 2020, 2020 limits, where it was in 2020. And what the Army Chief has said, as far as we're concerned, we want to go back to the status quo of April 2020. Thereafter, we are looking at disengagement, de escalation, and normal management of LAC. As now, we are trying to restore trust. And so we don't know what is China's game in this, because in the past, China has backtracked and changed its mind on some occasions and then doing surprise attack. So, a day after announcing the LC patrolling agreement with China, India confirmed that PM Modi will have a bilateral meeting with President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the BRICS summit in Russia's Kazan on Wednesday. This will be the first formal bilateral meeting between the two since Modi hosted Xi for a bilateral summit in Tamil Nadu in 2019. A joint statement is expected after the meeting, and the early confirmation by Foreign Secretary followed remarks by Chinese Foreign Ministry that Beijing views the development positively and will work with India to implement the the situation that both sides have reached. So, and then India is ready to back peace efforts. Prime Minister Modi tells President Putin in the second bilateral meeting this year. Prime Minister told President Putin that the Russia-Ukraine conflict should be resolved only through peaceful means, while adding that India fully supports early declaration of peace and stability in the entire region, in this restive region. And a meeting with Putin was Modi's first official engagement in Kazan on the sidelines of the summit that commenced on Tuesday. We have been in regular touch with Russia on this issue. So let's see what happens. And in first meeting with President of Iran, PM calls for de-escalation of West Asia conflict, and the two review bilateral ties and discuss ways to strengthen it. Invites President of Iran to visit India at the earliest, and that is the and then we have an Indian company called Adani Company. Adani, of course, is one of the richest billionaires in India, who is going to buy Orient Cement for 3,791 crores, and this will strengthen his position in the cement industry. Bomb hoaxes have hit nearly 50 flights in 24 hours. This has now become a huge game between the scammers and people who do this. And close to 50 flights across domestic airlines received threats on Tuesday alone, with the menace only getting worse by the day. Indigo Airlines receiving 20 threats within 24 hours through Monday. And so that's what's going on there. Then the Congress MLA and Olympic champion Vinesh Fogart says her sole greed is to get justice for female wrestlers who were allegedly abused by their male handlers, I guess. That's what it is there. And she narrowly missed getting a gold medal in the last Olympic Games at Paris, being overweight by 100 grams. Then the former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Michael Jeffries and two other men have been arrested on sex trafficking and interstate prostitution charges, says a spokesman for federal prosecutors. Not very good. Then you're on your way to the slammer, I guess. And according to the Israel military, the Hezbollah has stashed hundreds of millions of dollars in cash and gold in a bunker built under a hospital in Beirut. And a Lebanese lawmaker who is hospital director says Israel is making false and slanderous claims. And then, of course, we had the recent death of pop star Liam Payne. And now it is found after the toxicology report that he had multiple drugs, including crack cocaine and methamphetamine, in his system when he fell to his death from a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires, Argentina. What a sad way to go. Anyway, to do drugs, and that's what it is. And then, what do we have here? Those who encroach land in the garb of religious activity find agencies not to reclaim government property. But anyway, once the government agency finds out, your days are numbered and they will demolish the structure as soon as possible. So they say Indians are witnessing furious cyber attacks compared to their G20 peers. And I guess the US is experiencing the most cyber attacks, followed by Canada, Germany, Japan, UK, Italy, France. And India is down at the list. And the country with the least attacks is Brazil, cyber attacks. And the Sensex has tanked 931 points, loses all gains made in 3 months. So the stock exchange again are down 930 points. And the International Monetary Fund retains India's growth at 7%. So they still feel that India will do well in the time to come. And now let's figure it out. What is it? So the HSBC Bank has named its first woman chief financial officer in its 150 years history, and her name is Kaur. So she's one of the first Indian CFOs in this bank. And what else do we have here. We are trying to restore trust, says General after LAC agreement, disengagement, de-escalation, and de-induction only after that. And we're sneezing also at the same time. Oh, so Beijing will work with Delhi to implement solutions, says China. We have to focus on disengagement, de-escalation, and what else are we here? So India and Pakistan have again signed the Kartarpur Corridor Pact for 5 more years so that pilgrims can go to the Gurdwara Sahib in Kartarpur, which is a Sikh Gurdwara in Pakistan, in Narwal, Pakistan, to the Kartab Sahib corridor. And anyway, I don't know how this will happen because this Pakistani terrorism almost every day. And Z says to Bhutan, world in chaos, but our forces are for stability. While China is bullying all the countries in the South China Sea, and Putin, of course, has it going on with Ukraine, an unjust and unnecessary war. The exiled Bangladeshi author has been granted permission to stay on in India, Taslima Nasreen. So that is what she has. She's been granted more time to stay. And sees again. And then we have this. In a U-turn, Farouk says no talks till Pak stops exporting terror. This is the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Farouk Abdullah. I think that's very good. He says no talks with Pakistan until they stop exporting terror. A lot of innocent people have been killed. He says he squarely blamed Pakistan for the uptick in terrorist activity in Jammu and Kashmir till the neighboring country stops the killings. How can there be talks? You kill our innocent people and then you call for talks. First, stop the killings, which I think is in the right way to do it. And an airplane was first used in warfare on this day in 1911 when an Italian pilot flew over Turkish lines in Libya. And what else do we have? Bad air quality in Delhi, and part of Delhi called Anand Vihar is just now standing at 417 AQI, which is extremely, extremely poor. And they say the air quality is going to remain poor till October 25. And before we go, we have a little bit of entertainment news. And an actress says the urge to be universal is robbing Hindi cinema of its uniqueness, according to Vidya Balan. Hindi cinema used to operate in an alternative reality, according to Shabana Azmi, who's a very old actress. And Pamela Anderson says she feels free, not having makeup anymore, and feels much better. And what can I say? There's nothing more beautiful than aging gracefully, according to actress Shabana Azmi, and I agree with her. I think we have to be our age, and we don't have to be frightened of being old. Old is gold. And on that note, we end this day's show. We hope you're doing well, rocking and rolling.